that could be proposed by a new authority?
We try to be sensitive to what the testimony we received, responsive to that, testimony, and also it's in the context of what's going on with the PIG, with the consideration of the complaints received, and of course members have read the report, but there's a lot of concern that in fact it's a major bone of contention, I think, between schools that are complaining or complaints that we received and commission members. I mean, the majority or the generalization view of the commission is, look, we just follow national standard. We're doing what we're supposed to do, and schools saying, but you're not considering our unique, what's unique about us. And so it has, I'm sensitive to that, that there needs to be some balance and some taken into account of local conditions. But again, the specific suggestion, I didn't think measured up. I don't think there are local standards for authorizing. There's local standards for charter schools, but not for authorizing.
Right.
Now, if the members think this is all not necessary, then just vote it down and we'll go back to the original. I'm not,
right.
Not a hard press on this. I'm just trying to be sensitive to the testimony.
I agree, and that's why I'm just wondering if it goes far enough in terms of the comments that were received back, or if it just basically gets the job done and acknowledges what they're.
I'm hoping it gets the job done,
Okay.
but the best I could come up with.
Right.
Okay, any other comments on that particular amendment? So the amendment, the motion is to, on number 2, the statement will read, apply nationally recognized principles and standards for quality charter authorizing as applicable to local conditions in assessing performance. So I'd like to call for the vote on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion passes.
Look at my list, members. So that's all the revisions. Chair, as far as I'm concerned, we're ready to vote on the revised version of the rules. And again, when we're voting, this is the purpose of voting now is so we have something that can be posted. The public can know where we stand. It's the most recent version. It's not ready to go to the board yet, but it will represent the committee's current thinking on the rules.
Board Member Horner.
I can wait till the motion passes. I'm supportive of the motion. I just have a question for Jim in regards to the PIG. Just maybe it's related to the AG's conversation as far as criteria. Just the banker in me, forgive me. In administrative rules, what's your committee's view on the financial capacity or funding? So authorizer A comes in. They're wonderful folks, but there's a certain amount of economic realities of running an authorizer. I don't know how much granularity the administrative rules should have in regards to that. What's the wisdom of the director? Is that something AG was concerned about when you talk about having benchmarks? I mean, I question, the more is there, then the easier it is to accept or deny with some sort of basis and criteria, right? You're weighting and things.
Well, originally we thought we'd leave that to a later discussion, but the AG, of course, NACSA had its views that were submitted that you had there, that we should put it in the criteria. But to me, the more persuasive was when the AG said, this is a document for public, to inform the public, and so you should have that additional level of detail. So that takes us to more specific criteria. Now, if you look at what NACSA suggested, one of the items is organizational capacity. And I would suspect we would have something like that.
Yeah, to me, I read that, but to me, that's almost more expertise that you have, PhDs,
okay,
etc.
I
I don't
look
see
at
it
it.
as financial capacity.
Well, look, how about we take that under advisement?
Okay.
We're going to be making a
Okay.
list, Don, and
Okay.
I think your point's well
Okay,
taken.
thank you. What I'm saying is you're referring with the idea being you're going to add some, I won't say teeth, but some sort of,
But in that page that, with that yellow, there will be a list, and that's why I said, I think we should take your suggestion under advisement. I don't have a mental list, like, it's not, I'm holding anything back, we
I understand.
need to look at what NACSA proposed, what's in the statute, what anybody else suggests, and make a reasonable list to insert into the rules. And I think financial capacity is well taken. You didn't bring it up, but other people, there's people, now, interested parties that are assuming that additional authorizers will be funded by the state.
Right.
That's a wrong assumption. The law doesn't say that at all. They're going to have their own financial capacity, and I think that's what you're
And
saying.
that's what rather than having folks go to a lot of trouble under that assumption and submit and have the
Right.
process,
Right.
if it's clearly up front, then it's, because I, as you know, I participated when they wrote that bill. That was explicitly the will of the legislature at the time, that it was the future authorizer would have to be funded by, not by the taxpayers. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so we have on the floor a motion to approve, as presented, this revised Hawaii administrative rules. So I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes. There's no other agenda.
Well,
Yes.
there's a related motion.
Oh, there is? Okay.
It's just to put in, see, we passed a motion earlier about what we would do, and we need to change that February 2nd. So I have one more motion, that's to withdraw the February 2nd committee recommendation to the board to approve the previous draft of the rules, set a deadline of March 9th for comments and from the public on the rules.
Okay. Do I have a second on that motion? Okay. Any discussion? Yes. Board Member De Lima.
I think Mr. Williams wants the public to submit written input so we can incorporate it. That doesn't mean that they cannot come and testify. They had to
No,
come
the reference to preliminary comments is, we put out a call for comments on the rules. It's not the same as testimony. And the purpose of this, of the deadline, is a positive one, so that the staff can pull together, especially proposed, comments are one thing, for this or against it, but if there are amendments proposed, we need time for the staff to put those together and organizing in a way that the committee can easily consider it. And that's what the deadline is for. And it's in response, if you add it up, it's not going to be 30 days from the original date, but it will be significantly longer. So hopefully those organizations that need more time will have sufficient time to provide the comments that they want to provide, especially proposed amendments. That's the purpose.
Thank you for clarifying that. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, so let's do, ready for a vote. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. The motion is passed. So there's no other agendized business, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, as of 12:46 p.m., this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very